Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Shark just released their own wet-dry vacuum. It's called the Shark MessMaster. This is a portable vacuum cleaner that you can vacuum up a wet or a dry mess. So let's take a look at it. We've got a cord here. We're going to unwrap the cord and plug it in. It's very simple to operate. We've got the hose here that stores, and we simply just turn it on. The exhaust air comes out right here, and we've got a lot of suction. Okay, so let's open it up and see what's inside. We open it up. Here is the container. Now this is Dishwasher Safe, and this is for the wet and dry. So that it does have a maximum fill line when you're doing wet, but the fill line for dry material is up a lot higher. But again, it's wet and dry. You don't do anything different. Again, you gotta line this up just right so it goes down. But that's what the nice thing about this is. Wet and dry go in the same place. The door does come off for easy cleaning. We've got this like float filter up here. For everything that I can take off is dishwasher safe. We've got these filters here, except the filters aren't dishwasher safe, but you're gonna take these off, kind of rinse these out, let them air dry, and then put them back. And there's even another filter down here. Now there is another filter. It's a little harder to get to. You're gonna lift this piece up. It's not really apparent. And it's just a really, really thin filter that you're gonna have to clean once in a while. And put this back, snap that on. Now, a lot of times with a wet dry vac, you've gotta do something different. You gotta like take a filter off or do something, but that is not the case with this. If you wanna go vacuum up a big wet mess, you leave it just how it is, and it'll go vacuum up a big wet mess. If you wanna do a dry mess, it'll do a dry mess. Now they do give us a couple bags. You don't have to use these plastic bags, but it says a 4-gallon works perfect, but a 2 to 3 gallon bag would work. So what you're gonna do is if you wanna vacuum up, say you got like a really dirty mess that you wanna put in a bag and not into this, you would line this with the bag and wrap the bag around this side, and then when you put this in, the debris is gonna go in the bag, and then you can just grab the bag out. I'm gonna show you that in a little bit, but first let's go vacuum up a mess. And let's make sure all of our filters are in. And you simply just close the lid. Now the hose does come off. You can go to unlock, pull it off. When you put it in, go to lock. Now the hose seems well built. It's got a little bit of stretch to it. Again, I like that the nozzle is already kind of angled. So if you don't have your crevice tool with you right away, you can just use this. But there's the crevice tools. You've got the nice Shark logo. We've got the squeegee. That's if you got a liquid mess, that's kind of like a squeegee. And this is one for like bigger messes. And it does come with 3 extension wands if you want to kind of hold the vacuum cleaner and then clean up a great big mess, you know, kind of far away or something. But that's what you do have these wands, this big wand for. Okay, so I've got a big mess out in my truck. Let's see how it does cleaning the vehicle. Simply turn it on. So it's got a lot of suction. It's really nice. Okay, so now we're gonna try the other tool, the carpet tool, and see how it does on this big mess. So it's doing a really good job. It's got lots of suction. Now here's the best part. You simply just open it up, lift this up. There's all of the dirt and debris. I can go just empty this out. Look how much I could have collected. This thing can really collect a lot of dirt and debris. Again, I can rinse this out. This is dishwasher safe, but you want to make sure this is nice and dry before you use it again. Here's how the filter did up there. Yeah, sometimes we're gonna have to take that off and clean it too. Okay, so let's vacuum up a wet mess. So I'm gonna pretend like this is a kitchen sink that's just all backed up. It's got ketchup, syrup, and all kinds of different dog hair in there. So we're gonna try to vacuum that in. Now I did empty out the dirt and debris that was in there, but again, I didn't do anything else. It's always a wet and dry vac. You don't have to like swap out a bag or swap something out. Okay, let's simply just turn it on. So it's extremely powerful. But again, when you're doing liquid, you cannot go above this line. Now, when you're doing dry debris, it can go pretty high in the container, but liquid can't. Or there's a float that's going to pop up and cut off suction. So let's see how it did. So yeah, it does make a mess. But again, I can take this door off and I can clean this. I'm going to have to clean that. But the really nice part is I can take this container out. Look, everything's in the container. I can dump that out now, and I can wash this in the dishwasher. That's a very nice feature. Okay, so one thing you want to do is rinse the hose. So since I did that big mess, there was some chocolate in this hose. So you're going to get yourself a container. I didn't put hardly any soap in this. I just sprayed a little bit of this, which is not much. And I put a little bit of warm water in there. Now let's suck up this warm water that's nice and clean to clean the inside of the hose and all that. So now my hose, inside my hose should be nice and clean. And again, let's open this up. And again, I am going to have to do some work. So anytime you're vacuuming up liquid, you are going to have a little bit of work, but it doesn't get these dirty. You know, it's the stuff that's designed to get wet. So I really like being able to take this door off. Open it all the way, and then it can pull past this hinge. So once you get it like right about this angle, it will pull out. There. Pulls out, that side stays in. Now again, I can take this. There's nothing electrical in this part. I got to take this off. Screw that. Again, there's that float. I can rinse all of this out, get this all nice and clean. And then here's the container. Again, I can just dump it out, rinse it all out, and I could even put this in the dishwasher. Very, very nice. Okay, so now let's put a bag in. Now, going from wet to dry, you do have to dry everything. It's best to just let everything air out overnight, but I went ahead and kind of dried everything. So I do highly recommend that after you use it for wet. I think you're going to run into problems if you use it on wet, then try to go immediately to dry or back and forth the other way. I think there could be problems. So while you don't have to switch anything, it is important, I think, to let if you're using it for wet, let it dry. Okay, now let's put a bag in. Now, the instructions are trying to be clear. You know, they're giving you step by step. They're showing pictures, but it's a little confusing. Okay, so putting the bag on has proved to be just kind of tricky, but I kind of get their intent. I'm really not going to recommend putting a bag in unless you really have to, but you know, you're going to put it in. This is the opening. Now they're saying don't put the opening underneath this lip right here. We're going to go around the sides here. And I get the intent here. You're going to push it down. You're going to pull it to the back. And there's this spot here where you're going to kind of pull it. And then you're going to like wrap it and then just stick it right here. So see how it's kind of being pulled around underneath there. And then it's going to stick right there. Then you're going to close this. So when you have a bag, that's how it's going to be. That's how it's going to look. Now, I didn't lose any suction with the bag, but I don't know that it's going to work the best. And then in theory, you should be able to just lift this up and then take your bag and empty it out. I would probably just put whatever I'm going to put in the container and just clean the container. Now, the bottom of it does say it's 6.5 amps, 780 watts. It's only 120 volts, 60 hertz. So it retails for $130. Now, I think it's very well made. I love the logo. You know, everything seems very well made and sharp. I think there might be just a couple misses. I might like this hose to be a little longer. And I felt like, you know, the exhaust comes out right here. It feels like it shouldn't come out where the hose is, because you're going to typically, when you want the most hose, you know, this is going to kind of be pointed towards you. So, I mean, I know you can come off to the side and that, but every time I was using it, I found like, oh, I got to remember to point it away. Felt like the exhaust should have been pointed a little bit different, but again, that's not that big a deal. Now, I did buy this vacuum cleaner with my own money, and I was not paid for this video. I think a good price point for this is on sale, under $100. It's actually a pretty good buy. Now, you can't beat that going from wet to dry, not having to change any filters or nothing. And this is dishwasher safe, and it does pick up a lot of liquid. So that, that part of it is very, very good. But, overall, I'm very impressed with this vacuum cleaner. I was super excited when it first came out. Shark, I don't know that they've ever come out with a wet dry vac, but this is really nice. They've got a lot of products they're releasing. I just purchased 2 carpet cleaners. I've never seen Shark make a carpet cleaner, like a solution, like a Bissell or something, or Hoover. They just released 2 of them, and I just bought them. I'm going to be doing reviews on those. So it's neat to see. So like this right here, you can tell this is kind of from their vacuum cleaners. Like this kind of, ooh, there's a lot of water in it. That's not good. So I thought I had this really, really dry, but apparently I didn't. And thankfully this catches it. So, and that's going right into the motor. So we got to be careful there. I'm not sure. But again, I thought that was, I didn't think water got down into this area. So after a wet dry vac, you're going to have to dry this. I thought this would remain relatively dry, but it definitely needs dried after you use it as a wet vac. So it comes with a pretty good manual, and I thought I missed that part, but they're not real. When you go from wet to dry, they never really talk about taking this out. They, of course, this is all wet. You're going to kind of get the lid all dry, it talks about, but it never said anything about this. So that's going to be, you're definitely going to want to take this out and dry it. It is going to be kind of you're not going to be able to go right from wet to dry really quick. It took me a lot of work to kind of get everything cleaned up and then dried off. And they talk about this any bag technology. I wonder if you could put like a Walmart grocery bag in there. Maybe that's what they're after. Again, I didn't find that worked the best. So I will put a link to this underneath the show description notes. Again, I am a Shark and a Ninja affiliate. If you click on the link, the product won't cost you anymore, but I will get a commission from the sale. It is a way of supporting my channel. Also, if you could hit the thumbs up, that really does help out my YouTube channel, and hit the subscribe button. Anytime Shark Ninja releases a product, I'm buying it and doing some reviews on it. And then I'm going to compare it to their older model or to the next best one. Now, I can see this being released at several different stores, like, oh, it doesn't have this attachment, or it only comes with one attachment and it's $20 cheaper. I could definitely see that. I don't know if there's really no buttons to take away, no real features other than that's typically what they do, or they'll add a feature like an attachment, and they may even call it a completely different name. Bissell's really good at that, but I could see this being released at Walmart cheaper with some fewer things, but maybe they'll keep this one design and part number at every store. I'm not sure. But a good indication of that is they always say this is the series. Now on the bottom of it, if we look, this is model number VS101. Here's what the bottom of it looks like. I'm not sure, that's like a plug. Okay, so again, thanks everybody so much. And again, if you could, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.